So the last 4 years, you guys have cut taxes, reduced, done tort reform, everything else. If this doesn't spur Wisconsin's economy, put us in the top 15, 20 for job growth, will that mean you guys' policies have failed then? Or have you tried everything you have?
Yeah, I mean, I know we're still under a ton of pressure. And it's not just Wisconsin, it's states everywhere, unless you're pretty much in Texas. There's still, it's still sluggish. You know, reports just as of yesterday that Wisconsin is one of those states that just continues to be kind of in the middle of the pack as far as job creation and economic expansion. But, you know, the policies that we put in place here, sometimes they take a long time to take effect, and I think this really kind of opens the door to a lot of resistance that we've had, specifically in the manufacturing area. So, you know, I think this is going to be something that is going to have a direct impact on the manufacturing sector in Wisconsin, which is one of our big three. So
You've talked about prevailing wage and right to work helping to lower the amount of bonding you guys do in the budget. Do you have like a realistic figure of what you could save because of these two things, if you can pull off prevailing wage as well?
I don't have a number, and we've looked not only at prevailing wage kind of in that respect, but also at vertical construction as well as road building. And as Secretary Gottlieb moved more federal dollars out of some of those lower end projects, obviously there's a lot more that I think will be subject to prevailing wage, not only town roads, county roads, and anything that might not have any federal dollars in it. So we're hoping that that also will have a direct effect on, you know, just lowering the amount of pressure on the transportation fund right now.
Can you talk just a little bit more about why or how right to work will help with the transportation budget process?
Yeah, I mean, overall, obviously the relationship between the contractors and the union, if they want to preserve that, and specifically contractors that did road building, if you want to talk about the transportation budget, I mean, that's kind of a very cozy relationship right now, and as a result of that, I think it does control the flow of labor in and out of those industries, and as long as that continues to happen, I think it's going to artificially keep the cost up associated with those projects. So, and then you add prevailing wage in there, and you add the PLAs, project labor agreements, that freeze out private sector contractors, and it's just one system. It's one system created that kind of artificially bolsters, sure, wages and everything else, but it also freezes out a lot of people that could be doing that work. If there was any group that probably wasn't represented on the floor of the Senate today, which is frustrating, it's the private sector contractors. Actually, they kind of were the victims of the discussion about, you know, these skilled workers and the unions are the only ones that can do this job, but that's not the case at all. There are many, many skilled workers that aren't part of unions that are required to have the same type of competence and expertise that anybody does in a union, and there's many, many, many workers out there that fall into that category.